Hi.
Hey there. Alright.
Hello.
Let's see. So my butt was literally like right here, right?
Bum, hopefully I'm not showing the entire internet on my butt, but if I am, hi, sorry. Alright, I think that's...
Alrighty.
It still needs to be scooched. My way a little bit. Too much.
Okay. This.
Way more. Maybe a little more. There, that's good.
Alright. Alright, you've got them all going on there.
Yeah. I'm only going to be a little bit in on YouTube because it got weird.
It got weird.
But I'm not sure.
Should I scooch it back over then?
No, because I'm leaving the other leg is a shot.
Why is it gotta be so complicated?
Yeah, that'll just work. That's good.
Alright, so currently having still issues with Streamlabs and trying to get all of our platforms to run off of one device right now. It's going to be a little bit of a mish until they get back to us.
Yeah.
But anywho, if you are there, if you are watching, I am Lyra. This is Lynx. I'm going to turn this down because it's amazing and wonderful. If you're interested in rap and haven't heard of Prof, P-R-O-F, you should go check him out. He's hilarious.
And awesome.
So awesome. We have been like totally addicted to him all month. Probably at the point where I'm driving you a little bit insane.
Yeah, getting there.
Getting there. Well, find me another person then. Find me someone else who gets it. Who's funny, who's like on this level and this frequency, and then we'll switch.
They don't really exist.
They don't happen much, no. Alright, so if you're joining us, we are again on all three profiles, so if you aren't happy with one angle, you can always go over to another on, say, TikTok or Facebook.
Just for example.
Just for example, yeah, because the YouTube one's looking a little funky.
Yeah, YouTube's not the best.
YouTube's not thrilled with us at the moment, but anyway, so we are going to be doing free readings. If you check out the description, which I've already forgotten because, again, they're on all of our devices and not in my hand, there are 5 questions that you can have answered. Or, pick one of the 5 questions, have those answered, or have a question of your own. I will look into it.
I'm pretty sure...
Did you grab your cards?
They're over there. Grace says, hello, ladies. How are you?
Hey, Grace.
We're doing all right.
I know about this one over here. Right over here. Yeah. All right.
YouTube, it's really interesting. YouTube looks way different on YouTube than it does on the screen that we're looking at.
Yeah, isn't that so interesting?
Look at
like,
YouTube.
on the actual screen, it looks...
Look at how much of the ceiling is on that shot.
Oh,
compared
weird.
to
What's actually showing?
To us, you can barely see.
Just a smudge-em.
But on YouTube,
it's a... Yeah, so if you're not thrilled with the YouTube angle, you can go onto Facebook or TikTok. Tarot with Lyra Moon.
There's one person on there now. Hello!
Hello, one person. Let us know who all is here as we start moving into this. And just to recap, the last time that we had a session was on Wednesday, the 15th, where we were talking a little bit about where we've been, what we've been up to, and kind of describing our lives through... What's going on next? Through the art of tarot, just giving, our general, some of our general experiences over the last couple of years, the hiatus that we've been on. Oh my gosh, did we turn these on? Okay, did you turn yours on?
Yes.
Okay, it's not blinking actually. And for the audience, that probably just looked like we're trying to see if our boobs were turned on.
I'm just trying to get the Facebook angle right, because... There we go. That's not bad.
It got weird.
It got weird. I don't know. What I'm finding is I think that the angles that you're looking at through your actual camera turn out a little bit different.
Yeah.
When they're on the platform.
Yeah, they do look different. It's weird.
Like that one. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well, today we are in our room, hanging out with you on our comfy bed because it is too damn hot anywhere else.
True.
So that's where we are. If you have any questions, throw them out. By the way, I want to let you guys know that we're going to be doing something fun and interesting on all platforms. We are going to, we're doing all platforms or just one platform? All platforms, right? One each? Yeah. We will be doing, if you stay until the very end, we'll announce someone from each platform who will be walking away with a 15-minute free reading with me. And that's going to happen, that's going to be announced at the end of the session randomly. We're not picking any favorites, just whomever is here on each platform.
You're gonna do one per platform?
Yeah.
So you're gonna do 3?
Yeah.
Alright.
Either today or on another day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Cool.
I figured I'd try 3 and see how that works and then go with one.
Alright.
You know, because it's still on, like, we're still looking at 3 different devices here.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grace says you look really comfy there.
Right? Yeah. It's a comfy situation.
It is. I don't know which one to look at, you know?
Yeah, there's so many devices to stare into. It's like, which one?
TikTok, we always look the best on TikTok. It's like,
They got some sort of special filter
yeah. Seriously.
to make you look hot. Right.
Yes.
Don't, just, which one is TikTok? That one?
That one.
That one's TikTok. Alright. It's not a filter. Yeah, let us know where you guys are from, what questions you have, and what you've been experiencing over this last month's period. Do you feel like you have more energy? Do you feel like you have less energy? I mean, with these solar eclipses, not solar eclipses, these solar flares. Thank you. Yeah, with these solar flares that have been happening, oh my gosh, just completely feel totally drained and completely exhausted. You know, at random times. Then you start getting depressed because you're so drained of energy. You're like, oh my god, am I gonna feel better anytime soon? And then it takes some reminding, oh, it's not you, it's the energy moving through you. Oh,
That's
great.
a tough one,
Thanks
though,
for that.
like...
Why does the sun have to fart in anyone's general direction?
I've been feeling lately, and I keep telling everybody this because I'm wondering if anybody else out there is feeling the same. I just feel lately, just since this has been happening, I feel hungover in the morning, and I haven't had anything to drink. I haven't done anything out of the normal routine.
I can vouch for that.
Like, but I just get real. I've just been tired, like tired.
Yeah, it's like you slept all damn night, right? And then it's just a waking up and your battery is completely drained, and you're like, I could have sworn I charged my phone all night. It's even on the chart. Oh god, the charger's unplugged. Okay.
That's what it feels
That's
like.
what happened, and that's, yeah, because all this energy is just pushing through us all.
Queen Savage from TikTok says, love from Chicago.
Hey, Chicago.
And she said, I feel tired and losing patience.
Losing a lot of patience, yeah. It's a frustrating time.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing, though. It's like, she said, yeah, I feel so out of it when I wake up. It's sort of like a continuation of that. Like,
yeah.
You're already, like, what you feel like, you're already at, like, 70% when you wake up anyway.
Yeah.
So if you're already there, like, your patience, like, if your patience generally starts here, you know, it works its way down. But your patience starts here because you're just, like, you feel like you got hit by a truck for no apparent reason. Your patience just
wanes and wanes and wanes.
Away.
And then it's what's taking up all my energy. What's causing me to I don't know, to kind of slip into this more like aggressive mentality. And it has so much to do with right now. I know we certainly are feeling it. I know a lot of my clients that I speak to have been feeling it as well. Just feeling this overwhelming need to prioritize what our values are during Taurus season. And it's been exhausting because it's just 25/8 of your brain and your logic going, oh, did you do this? Oh, well, you don't have that in order. Oh, well, what about your finances? Oh, and what about your future? And are you sure about that relationship you're in? Is it everything that you really want? Are you happy? And you're just like, I hadn't thought about any of that before this moment. Great. Thanks. How do I process and deal with all of that? What does it even mean? Am I happy? God. You know, so then there's all this
What
like,
is happy?
what is happy? Then there's all this like static going on in your mind of like trying to figure out what it all means for you as you're also, you know, just ascending spiritually from this whole solar eclipse that we had on April 8th. The giant, great, almighty, auspicious reset button. And now you're just kind of like trying to figure out what matters most. What is the most important thing? So we themed this specific reading, which we will be bringing to you guys every Friday, live readings, live free readings. Rebirth, right?
Wait, before you go.
I'm going.
Hang on.
I'll stop.
I've been waiting
I'll come
for a moment.
Okay.
All right. We got some people who are saying some stuff.
Have people saying stuff?
Danielle Brewer says, I have been angry and wanting to argue when I normally don't feel this way.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Danielle, hello. And absolutely. Now that's a good thing. Now I want you all to know that. That is actually a really great thing. If you've been feeling this need to argue more, if you've been feeling this need to be more assertive, this is important because now that you have had this time, this awakening from the solar eclipse to even now, you're at this point where you're realizing all of these boundaries in your life that you haven't set or that you haven't laid down. You don't have that foundation. And you're realizing, you know, through arguing, because that's how we better our relationship, is through arguing, but towards the problem together, not at each other. But when we argue, we build our relationship. So you're frustrated, you're bringing up more shit, you're talking more mess, you're more angry. And that's actually really good. That's a healthy sign to say that you're seeing now that there are plenty of boundaries that need to be laid down. And it comes down to figuring out, first, what is it that I value most now? That is no longer from the past experiences of who I am and what I've gone through, but more like in this moment, what matters to me most? And you can write down everything about relationships. What does it matter? What matters to you most? Not thinking of the person that you're with, but you specifically. Giving yourself permission to be as wild and outrageous in your list as possible. And then you pit that against your current relationship, and then you see all the things that need tweaking. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to go and leave that person. It just means that, oh, look, there are things that we can improve on. And that's usually going to come with some tension, some give and pull, especially because Taurus, Venus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of love, but it's it has the mentality of a young woman in her like 20s, 30s, this kind of wild but somewhat reckless energy. So we have to figure out how to use that to the best of our ability. And it really comes down to finalizing what it is that your values are. Figuring out what your values are. And then from figuring out what your values are, then you can set up a way of how you're going to communicate those values to your people. Once you got that down, then you guys can come to the table and you can even figure out timing, the setting, making sure your partner's in a better mood. Those kinds of things, because you can figure those things out and then you can come to them and you can have the conversation that needs to be had. So it's actually, even though it seems, and it's a pain, it means that there have been areas in your life that you've been too compromising of yourself. So you're having frustration now because you're recognizing, I've let too many things go and I need to set some clear boundaries of what I need, and I'd like to know what you need so we can start working together in a more symbiotic way. So it's actually sucks, but it's a good thing.
It sucks because you have to be the person who in that moment comes across as unbalanced.
But you
So,
don't.
but sometimes, you know, it's like, oh, well, why you've got a wild hair up your rear now?
Why are you
why are
changing
you
the
so
game?
testy? Like,
So
it's is it hormones?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, no. Like when you take that step to actually start writing some of the things that need to be righted, it's a tough road to hoe sometimes because you have to be appear to be the bad guy.
Yeah. So that's why I think if that's something that you're afraid of, you know, then find the right way to talk to your person about these things. You can say, hey, honey, I want to have a conversation about like what our values are, what our goals are, where we're moving. So if you want to think about maybe what your values are, you can invite them to the conversation, right? It doesn't have to be a big scary thing. So if we're worried about that, then we set the tone, we set the stage, just like we would in you know, an actual play. We set the stage and then we introduce the cast to the concept. So that's exactly kind of what you have to do too for some of these more boundary laying, boundary affirming conversations. You can totally be seen as the bad guy though. That's the risk that you take of setting boundaries. But hopefully if you are putting it down and putting it out there in a way that is comprehensive and that's clear for you, then you're also saying here are some solutions. We're not just talking about the problem. And if we use I statements like I feel that we could improve in these ways. I feel that our communication has gotten a little weird. And I would like to do these things on my end to try to improve that. Then you take away the blame. Then it is no longer just on your partner and you're pointing fingers. That goes away. Now it's oh, we're both doing it. Okay. All right. Well, okay, all right, we can both look for solutions, and then you have a much bigger, better chance of having a real, genuine conversation with your person who's probably freaking out too in their own special, unique way because they know that something is wrong, but they don't know how to fix it. So if you find a way to say the things that need to be said, once you figure out what your values are, and you invite your person to that same conversation, then you really can take out a lot of the bulk weight of worry and stress and, you know, backlash. Instead, finding solutions, you know, to those bigger problems. Because yeah, it's scary. It's scary to lay down new boundaries and to talk about the things that haven't been working. But that also gives you guys both the opportunity to talk about them openly. And I'm telling you that if you're trying to have a long-term happy relationship, then you've got to learn this lesson now before later. Because later comes and you both have nothing left to say to each other. And I've seen it firsthand. So it's better to start figuring out where your voice is and what needs to be said while you can, when you can, and that way your relationship can continue to blossom. That's the whole point.
Yep.
There's some cards. A card. Oh my gosh.
Oh, nice.
The Two of Pentacles. Quite right you are, Tarot. Quite right you are. Find the balance and the harmony within, you know, the giving and taking of your relationship. How beautiful was that? Happy little accident. Like a happy little tree.
And then, like, I'm going to talk about a couple more comments, and then we can get into readings here. Grace said, yes, totally, I feel nauseous, exhausted, and go from one night not sleeping to another night sleeping. And full of, to another night sleeping and full of tears. Yeah, it's been a weepy time too.
Yeah, it's been feeling all the feels. I would say that, you know, you might track your sleep schedule. You might find that you have the different phases of the lunar cycle. You'll have worsened sleep or you'll have better sleep. Kind of depends. But I would also say you're definitely being even more so affected by the solar eclipse and that pushing you towards ascension really, really hard. You know, I would say journaling is a good idea. Just understanding what you're experiencing is going to help you not feel like you're going crazy. Because that's another thing about, you know, rising above is you feel crazy because there's suddenly this new, more powerful voice that's in your head, your higher self, your intuition, and that's telling you, you know, the direction that you should go into is a much more positive one, is a much more, like, it's and that feels different from the self that knows, you know, more negativity and things like that. So you've got this kind of pulling apart of the old way of doing things versus the new way of doing things, and it can be stressful.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Lupe says hello because she's
Hey,
here.
Lupe.
She says that she missed us.
We have missed you too. We are glad to be back.
Yes, we are glad.
We're going to announce some exciting news. We're going to announce who gets some free readings at the end of this. So even if you get your reading, you are definitely one to want to stay, because that means that we are in for a chance to win a free 15-minute reading with me, either today or on another day of your choosing. So stick around towards the end, and we also have a lot of really exciting news to dish out towards the end of the session.
Queen Savage sent some roses. Thank you so much. She said, I'm okay with looking unbalanced right now. I'm always the bad guy anyway, so be it.
You know what? There's a certain savvy in being the bad guy, and you know what? One day people will realize that you weren't the bad guy. I think that's the nuance there, is that, you know, they can think what they want, right? What was it? They have the right to hate in the comments, and you have the right to not even acknowledge it. So I think one day they will see you as not the bad guy, but I totally get that feeling, you know, it's tough. All right, are we jumping in?
Here's some more like, just this is interesting too. Danielle says, I also cry more. So, you know, it's kind of cool. That's one of the reasons why we're talking about all of this. Is like, wow, this is happening to all of us.
Yeah.
It's just, it makes you feel less isolated, and you're like, oh, am I just being irrational? Oh, am I just being hormonal? Oh, am I just being like,
No, you are feeling all of the things that you have ignored, or that have not been prevalent. You are feeling and experiencing to a deeper level, a deeper degree of what your wants are, and that can be really, really scary, especially when you haven't paid any attention to them for a while, or you never have paid any attention to them at all. So you know, I say when you're having that fear, really do yourself a favor and write out those lists, those goal lists, those values lists. Those are going to significantly help how you view yourself. They're going to help how you understand your relationships, and they're going to help you understand and pinpoint exactly what is not working, so that you can change and adapt the things that can work. You know, but it's emotional. I mean, so tired, so tiring, just so emotionally drained. But you have to think about this too. Okay, I know, and that's why I'm sharing it with you guys, is that for so much of the emotionality of the things that we're experiencing right now, they're heightened. All of these emotions are heightened to such a degree that we have to believe that it is that geostorm that's moving through the earth that's going to be going in intensifying in August and moving us all the way through to April. It's got a long haul, which means we have a lot of energy. This is not as intense as it's going to get. This is just it ramping up. So understanding that means that we don't have to have fear over it. We know that things are going to change, and eventually this will become easier to deal with, but for now we have to be mindful that this is going to be more of a challenging time. And if that's the case, we can take the fear out of it and instead look at the future. All right, well, there's nothing I can do about feeling more tired and more drained, then I can at least adjust how I'm going to react to it. I can at least adjust to how I'm going to respond to it. And that helps us take away a lot of the fear and anxiety of, you know, what's happening.
I've never seen this one before.
Is this Brock?
Yeah.
So funny. If you ever want to watch, what's his name? Who does, the guy. What's the guy? Oh, Rogers. Mr. Rogers. He does a music video as he's dressed as Mr. Rogers, and it's just hilarious. What is that one called?
I can't remember right now.
All right.
Are you ready?
I am so ready. Let's do some readings, y'all.
All right. So what I'm going to try to do is, we've got a few on this platform, so I'm going to try to
Just go back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, call it out. That's
So,
smart. Thank you guys for sticking with us. This is so much fun. I'm so
really
glad we
cool.
decided to do this in here today.
Me too.
This is way better.
We're gonna grab Lupe first. She said.
Hey, Lupe. Facebook, right?
Yeah, on Facebook. She's a Gemini. Her birthday's coming up, May 24th. Happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday, my dear.
So she said, we are moving. Is that a good thing? Why am I doubting it? Oh, and also I just want to say hi to everybody else in all of the rooms who've said hi.
Hi.
Like Suzanne and Lakendra.
Hey,
Hi.
Suzanne and Lakendra.
And everybody else who said hi.
All right, Lupe. My dear, we have the Magician reversed. Show the audience the card. Now, I'm really getting the sense that there's something that's lining up with this specifically that's making you feel a sense of inadequacy, like destabilized in some way. Now, it could be that the place that you're moving to makes you feel unsure. Maybe there hasn't been enough time or energy spent really seeing what's available to you here, maybe seeing what you can get involved into. I think there needs to be, whenever we have fears and oh my gosh, the alarm! Silly! Lynx!
Way to go, alarm princess.
Yeah. Well, if I don't set the alarm, I will forget to be healthy. So, you can hate all you want, but I like my alarms. They tell me to eat snack. Those are my happy alarms. Don't you hate on my happy alarms?
Oh, no, not at all. All right.
I hope that's still running. All right, so let's see. Back to the Magician reversed. I would say this has a lot to do with being unsure of your position. There's a feeling of, like I said, inadequacy, not feeling 100% stable in this decision. I think it's really going to come down to clear communication, to realizing, again, what are your values? What matters most here? What do you need to figure out, or what do you need to know? What needs to come to you to help you?
Turn down the music on YouTube there, because they're
Oh,
closest.
sure. Yeah.
Okay.
What specifically you're having issues with, and you need to ask yourself these things, like, what about this am I fearful of? What about this am I concerned about? I feel like I don't have all the tools that I need for this move, and I don't necessarily know why. So there needs to be some time spent, have some introspection, give yourself the opportunity to figure out, what is it about this that I'm so afraid of? What can I talk to my husband about more? I think there needs to be some reevaluation of the immediate concerns. And this is something that's probably really prominent once you ask yourself the question, what am I afraid about with moving? What am I most afraid about with this move? What will happen? And you're going to get the answers pretty clearly. And at that point, give yourself the opportunity to go and discuss, because there needs to be some sort of truth. That's what's hidden, is the truth. We have a need to open up and make a decision, make a choice. Tell our partner how we feel, and talk to them about these concerns, because they're valid concerns, and that will help you in moving forward towards a solution.
She said, I'm on disability since my accident.
I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, so if there's then that's definitely going to play a role in feeling more limited, right? In feeling like we maybe aren't able to do what we were able to do before. So we need to talk about those things. I mean, I think that's a very important topic. I'm disabled myself. I have a lot of people that watch that are also disabled. And I would say that it's one of the most important things, definitely to keep in mind that our disabilities and our limitations can have their way of making us feel negatively towards ourselves and it makes it really challenging to have the kind of conversations that we need to with our people, because it feels like, you know, our brain just goes on to Mach 10 of being totally cruel, of you know, not saying all the nicest things to us on a consistent basis, which makes us think that our partners see us as a burden, or maybe we feel overwhelmed, or they feel overwhelmed by our, you know, our limitations. And there needs to be an open way to communicate and express these concerns, so that you have more you know, more of a say and more of a handle over how the brain is going to respond to you when it comes to these more negative conversations. Yeah, I think that's going to be your number one thing: figuring out what the main issues are and what is concerning you most, and have that open dialogue, have that conversation with him, because once you open that door, you can, you know, start to heal. But that's not, you know, that's the next step, is really to have a conversation after figuring out what your specific goals are, what your specific concerns are. Okay. All right, thank you, Lupe. I appreciate you for being here. Glad to see you back.
We have a bunch of Geminis in the room.
Gemini! I love you, Gemini.
So we've got 2 Geminis over on YouTube, and
awesome.
1 Gemini on Facebook.
Awesome.
Gemini party.
It is it's an air party. Libra. Aquarius.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Air party.
Air party. All of us in the room. We have the cardinal, the fixed, and the mutable.
We're gonna grab Sweet Tooth Girl, who's been here since we started, about, where are we at already? 30 minutes already? So, we're gonna grab her. She said, will I receive and sign my LVMH modeling contract this week?
What was the name?
Sweet Tooth Girl.
Sweet Tooth Girl. That's adorable. I love it. And we're looking for which contract?
To sign my LVMH modeling contract. And then if there's anything, while you're pulling that, if there's anything that points towards relocating for the job. She's thinking Paris.
Wow, that is so
That
bad.
is really
Are we talking about
exciting.
TikTok?
We're on YouTube, so
All
that
right,
one over
YouTube.
there, that camera.
Okay, and this is something that's supposed to come up soon.
She said this week.
Okay, you may run into a little bit of a delay as far as news goes, but it's not a bad thing. So we have the Strength reversed card. This is probably how you're feeling right now, honestly. This nervousness, but also this excitement, right? There's a whole lot that's going to change, that's going to happen. I would say that you are having, you have very good odds, and it looks like a very good sign for you to get this contract. And also, we have motion, we have movement, we have a change, and it does look like it's very possible for you to be relocating to a foreign country. That's pretty awesome. I would say right now, the best thing for yourself to do is to start doing some affirmations. Now tomorrow, guys, is one of the, it's like the greatest conjunction that we could see. It is so potent, it is so powerful, and it is considered like the best conjunction in astrology. It's between Venus, the Sun, Jupiter, and Uranus, and it's the possibility of changing your life, right? This everything that's happening from the 21st from the 15th to the 21st, strongest on the 18th, is this conjunction. So you have absolutely everything in the direction of moving towards this huge opening in your life for you. I would say the best thing to do are some affirmations. If not, get to manifesting and just start telling the universe, I am going to get this contract, just so you can get it. Not that you have any concerns over not getting it, but I just think that your anxiety is kind of running the show right now. So it might be a good idea to take some of that negative energy, that concern, that worry, and put it into something that is positive. That way you're utilizing it, but you're also in a positive way, and you're also not allowing it to work in reverse, where because we're a mirror, you know, whatever we attract out is what we're gonna get back in. So if you're concerned,
put out, attract out.
Yeah.
Whatever we put out.
Whatever we put out. Yeah, not attract out. What am I saying?
Whatever we put out, and also what we put in our brains, like what we allow to be active in there, because you know, that's when we talk about the reverse part of manifestation, where, you know, well, one of the schools of thought is, you know, manifestation is you have it in your mind, you picture it, it's what comes to you. So if you have all of that nervous energy and you're like letting it bounce around in there in a more negative way, then that's what you will attract.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She said, I feel the energy of this contract coming towards me so fast.
Yes.
Which is
is
cool.
this card. Yeah, I agree.
Enjoy
I definitely
have fun
think
with it.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be an amazing, exciting time for you. I just think, you know, the one thing to help you even further and set yourself up above is to know that it's coming. To every single time that doubt comes in, go, nope, it's coming in. I got you, brain. I got you. I know your games. It's coming in. I don't have to worry about this. It's coming in. So start manifesting, focusing on what you want rather than, you know, what your brain is trying to distract you with. Okay, because it's kind of like a test of faith right now. How much faith, how much do you believe in yourself? How much do you know you're going to Paris? You know you're going to Paris. You don't have to convince yourself of that, but you kind of have to convince your brain. That is the one trick to keeping your manifestation strong. So congrats. It looks very, very strong for you. And guys, don't forget, even after you get your reading, if you stick around for the end of the session, I'll be giving out a free 15-minute reading for those of you on the platforms. So hang out with us till the end, and I'll pick one from each category, and we'll just go from there. Each platform.
Alrighty. So let's do TikTok next.
All right, Tiki Tiki.
It is that one.
Tiki Tiki. Hello, Tiki. Tiki Tiki. Tiki 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 Tiki.
This is gonna be for Brittany. Yeah.
Hey, Brittany. Thanks for joining us.
I'm only seeing Brittany's question. So Queen Savage, who sent some roses. If you have a question, or if I missed it, please re-ask it, because I want to get your question. But for right now, we're gonna grab Brittany. She says, will I ever have a relationship with my Aunt Jody?
Hey, Brittany. Thanks for being here. And let's see what's going on. Well, it's definitely felt pretty tense lately, I'd say. You've got some anxiety. There's a sense of not being able to speak your truth and not being able to be honest, be open. But, you know, we're talking about in the future. As far as future moves go, there's an extremely positive chance of you having a fantastic relationship with your Aunt Jody. I think it really comes down to figuring out on both sides where hurt was caused, where communication can be better, and looking for solutions, because this is not how it's going to be forever. So if you go with that mentality, then you can also, you know, kind of start planning out what this looks like. If you're looking for a deepened relationship or a stronger connection together, write it in your journal. I say this for everyone. If you're trying to manifest specifically, do not manifest in your phones. Don't write your journal or like anything that you're trying to create into your phones, because phones and you know, computers, everything like that, it's all digital space. When we're trying to manifest, we want to write things down in the real world, in physical space, because that is the physical world. We've created the phones, which means they're not part of the physical world. It's digital space. So your manifestations get lost, and you know, all the things that we write are considered dead. They don't have any more action. So I would figure out what it is that your needs are, what it is that your boundaries are, where you may have been giving too much energy, where you may need to give more energy, and Start moving towards that direction while also, putting this to the universe. I would like a stronger relationship. I would like a stronger bond. Where were my blind spots? Where were her blind spots? How can we work to strengthen our communication? Because that's really the name of the game. Is how can we improve? What can we do better? Where should I have apologized? Where could I do more next time? But I absolutely think that you're going to figure it out one way or another. So, don't let the fear and the worry and the sadness of what you don't have right now be the thing that consumes you, because it's not forever. It's just in this moment. So let it be a teacher, and let it teach you how to create a stronger dynamic together in the future. All right, thanks, Brittany, so much for being here. Glad you are here, and don't forget free reading that's happening at the end of this.
She says thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Oh wait, that was actually that was from Sweet Tooth.
Oh, yes,
before.
Sweet Tooth, you are so
much.
welcome. And good luck.
Yes.
That's exciting.
On
I once was a model. No, it wasn't. Not really. Nothing?
You were a drama queen. Was it that?
It's like you don't get me. I don't know about you.
All right, we're gonna get a question from Facebook. Grace says there's one Pisces swimming around here. She said, "May I ask a question, please, Pisces?"
Go on.
I would like to know: are all things aligning correctly right now in my relation to my daughter's custody battle? And if you get any indication of a time of when it might come to finality.
Okay. All right, Grace, let's see what's going on. Okay, so I think that you've been going really hard in the direction of leveling up, of spiritually upgrading, of your ascension, but I think it is time to slow down, especially with whatever is burning you out. Okay, I know that there's not a lot that we can do when it comes to custody battles, when it comes to divorce. There's not a lot of slowing down that we can do, but there still needs to be some areas of your life that you don't pour yourself too much into. Again, it's about having that balance when we talk about that energy bank. Just think about there being like a bank of energy that you give pieces of your energy and you pour into. And if you're pouring too much into all these different banks of your life that need constant, energy from you, energy coins from you, then you're going to become depleted. So there are areas of this situation that you need to kind of take a step back on, look from a different point of view, give yourself a rest, whatever way you can find that, because that's really going to help you bridge things together more easily. It's going to help you cope better, and it's maybe even while you're having some sleep issues. So I would say that we need to find some more inner harmony and inner peace over this. Maybe doing something to reconnect, like, right now during Taurus season is the best time to go and stick your feet right in the ground, to ground yourself, to give yourself a renewal of energy. If you can do that, I would say do that. It's looking like, what is that? It's, I would say you're definitely going to see some stronger news come Leo season. Things are going to start shaking up around then, so that's what Leo season is. End of July, last week of July, first 3 weeks of August. So, and I would say that you're probably looking at, whatever the timing is during Leo season, it does look like you are feeling a much more stronger sense of balance, and you have had all the planning figured out. You know the direction you're going in. You know what's next. You know what you're doing. So there's a lot less concern. I think overall, just finding the balance, figuring out a way to kind of give yourself some space is going to really help you, and getting more of your energy back. Maybe figuring out where it doesn't necessarily need to go. And this could even be something as simple as like not allowing yourself to dwell on on the things that are going wrong in the dynamic. Not allowing your brain to spend too much time fixated on this problem, that problem, and the other problem. Because when you do that, you spend your own energy, worrying about these issues. I would say it might be a good idea to give yourself an allotted 20 minutes a day of the things you're going to worry about and then move on. That way you can figure some things out, you can problem solve, you can process, and it's in a specific space. It's in a specific time. That way that you've got time to allocate to everything else that you need to do, which is being more positive, being more focused on the good, not missing out on these moments and just with your daughter and just happy to have the experience that you have right now instead of focusing too heavily on all the things that are going wrong, because we can totally do that. We totally have done that.
That can take up so much time,
yes.
And you don't even realize it.
And then your whole day is gone, and you're like, where did...
That's like that thing that I was talking to you about, how having negative thoughts that kind of like to loop around in your head, I've noticed for myself, it's like riding a bike downhill. Like, you don't really have to try, and yet you're descending.
Yep,
like,
further and further.
And
into that fifth dimension. Into that third dimension. That more negative thought pattern dimension.
And you don't even know it because it's way easier. It's a passive. Having those repeating negative thoughts is a passive thing that happens in your mind, and it takes active thought to break away from it. And that's the part, because it's way easier to ride a bike downhill than to like get off the bike and like,
or to realize that you're on a bike and then to decide to get off of the damn thing, to remember how to even push the brakes on this. Those are a lot more challenging than to just allow yourself to go down the hill. Yeah.
But you don't want to go down there.
You don't want to go down the hill, because that going down the hill means that you've wasted and lost, like literally your whole day is gone, and you're like, wait,
wow. I want to be over on the other side of the hill.
There's sunshine and rainbows over there. This is way cloudy and gloomy over
like,
down
how
in
did
the
I even get
Shoot.
down here?
So, think about the mental space that it takes to deal with this. Only give yourself an allotted amount of time to struggle and worry and freak out about it each day. That's really going to help you in compartmentalizing. Okay, I can take this uncomfortable energy out of the box, I can deal with it, and then I can put it back in. Then I've got room for myself and space for everything else that really matters. And, the stress, the sleeping, these things will go away, and these things will get better, because we're improving the way that we handle our worry and our emotional management. So, I say just figure out what that means for you, how you can make that work in your life. Keep journaling. It's the best time to journal. And stay focused on what matters. You're going to be walking into that situation much more strongly than you are right now, or that you feel that you will be, so don't worry. Just know that that's going to happen in the future. Like, okay, the more stronger self, I wish I could just push the button and voila, I'm there, but you know that you're going to be stronger in the future when you meet this battle. That means that it's just like, okay, well, right now I've got to work up to that strength, and this is how I do it, but I am going to be stronger once I'm there. So if you know that, then you can just coast with having to not be overwhelmed or fearful of it. Giving yourself only this much time to worry about the fear.
Yep, and then, that takes a little bit of discipline, because then you have to stick to your schedule.
Yes,
you have to have the discipline to stick to your schedule. Of like, nope, that was my time, I'm going to do this now.
I'm going to decide that I'm going to treat myself differently. Okay, all right, cool. What's that mean for me?
All right, next up we've got Danielle. Let's see. Grace said, "So true, ladies. I have to stop letting it consume me too much." She's seen the lawyer on Tuesday in regards to the game plan.
Good.
And she said, "Beautiful. Thank you so much for that message and advice."
Absolutely. You are so welcome. Thank you.
Next who we're gonna go to is Danielle.
Hey,
Danielle
Danielle.
wants to know. Danielle Brewer says, "Will we be getting a house of our own soon?"
Let's see.
I hope she's still in the room. There's only one person. I hope that's her.
Probably her.
Fingers crossed. I've been trying to let people know that they're next, like when we're talking. We'll see if that helps.
Okay, so what I'm seeing right now is we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It means that you are certainly on the right track to eventually have a place of your own. Now, it might not be something that's happening right now, but it is on the way to you. It is for sure on the way to you. So this is putting in the effort. This is putting in the energy. This is, you know, maybe going over our finances and figuring out a more direct path, or where we can be more thorough, or maybe where we can be more diligent. This is figuring out, you know, the next steps. Okay, so how do we get from having a new house to where we are right now? How do we connect the dots? So figuring out, you know, ways to be more stable and sufficient. And doing that during this climate is just ridiculously challenging all on its own. But it does mean that you are certainly on the right path, because you guys are already working towards a lot of these goals. You're already working towards solidifying your financial future. You're already working towards, you know, financial stability, but you haven't quite mastered it yet, is the thing that I'm seeing. There's still work to be done here. There's still experiences that need to come, and there's still they're still figuring out you know, areas that we can keep improving. This is another thing we can talk about with the husband. You know, like, okay, well, we need to look over our finances. Where can we do better? Where can we maybe pick up a side hustle? Is there any room for that? What can we do, you know, to help bring in more stability? So I think, you know, especially during this time, it's a fantastic time to do so when we have Taurus still in play for another couple days now, really only. Financial aspects and looking into your values and everything like that, what matters most, your foundation, perfect during Taurus season. You know, when it comes to Gemini, we're going to want to focus a heck of a lot more on being more social with people, on connecting with our friends again. I'm pretty sure it's Jupiter that's entering into Gemini too, which means we're going to all be expanding our social circles in a freaking huge way. Major networking, new friends, taking steps towards reconnecting old relationships or ones that have kind of fizzled out because you've all been so busy or just going insane. You know, so there's going to be a huge change in our networking coming up soon. But for now, yeah, focusing back on the values, focusing on where we can fix and what we can do better, what we can grow together. And that's really going to help you achieve the moving outness that you are trying to do right now. But you're certainly on the right path, okay? All right, Miss Danielle, thank you very much for being here.
Next up, we've got Queen Savage.
Ooh, Queen Savage. I love it.
She says, am I able to keep the apartment, or is Mike going to take it from me?
Ooh,
that's a tough one.
That is a tough one. All right, let's take a look. TikTok?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right, thank you, Queen Savage, for being here. Middle. Yeah. I think you're going to be able to keep the apartment. I don't see any conflict here. I'm not picking up any conflict either. It just, that's a 6, yeah. 6 of Wands. That's success. That's like that's an incredibly positive card to say that I don't think you're going to have any sort of issues with keeping the apartment. Whatever the exact issue is in that situation, it's in your favor. It's 100% in your favor. And not only that, but other people around you are going to see it if they don't already. Other people around you are going to come to your defense, possibly. it's like a community thing. I see other people involved and coming to your aid in some way. You know, I would just say the kindest thing that you can do, even if it's not necessarily deserved by the other party, but the kindest thing that you can do is just end this whole conflict on your own terms, in whatever way that you are responsible for your side, only can be responsible for your side, but come at it with kindness and gratitude for, you know, the situation, for ever existing, and for it ending, because you learned a lot. So did they. Now you guys know where you guys are with one another. You know, maybe it didn't end very well, but you can at least leave it on a good note, because I see a lot of people coming to your aid. I see you very easily getting this apartment without any sort of issues. Yeah, just keep focusing on it. And know that you're in the right. You're in the right, whatever that means for you. You are definitely looking at, also, again, having community support in some way. There's people around you that also believe this to be true, or even the landlords, or like the apartment managers, or whomever it is that's in charge. They also know this too. So whatever that means to you, it looks really positive. I think that it's just about just about being a good winner. I think being a sore winner is like one of the hardest things to see. I don't like sore winners. I like people who use their humility, and right. Yeah.
People who can remain humble
Humble
even though
during
they're
it.
awesome.
Yeah, even though they know that they're awesome. Like you do that, and you can teach him how to do it next time. So, you know, just kind of think about it from that perspective. But yeah, it looks totally great. So thanks for being here. We're glad that you're here. Don't forget, we are going to be giving away some free 15-minute readings per platform at the end of this session. So stick around. Please make sure to follow, subscribe, share, like, whatever you want to do. Help us out as we grow.
Mm-hmm. And it's been a while on all these platforms. It looks like we might be caught up with all the questions, except for I got a new one just came in on TikTok.
Okay.
But it is technically Facebook and YouTube's turn. So if anybody has any questions on
or
Facebook
if you guys want to ask another question, go ahead. That's fine too.
So in the meantime, we're going to take, let's see. Black Queen 93.
Cool. I love all these queens, y'all. That's so great. Hey, queen.
Will I have another baby?
Ooh. Will you indeed? Now, I will say, as a reader, I have found this to be true. And I've asked other readers this question, and I've also found that they feel the same way. Answering questions about birth, pregnancy, or death, predicting maybe when a loved one might pass, or, you know, if there's a significant timing of that, those are usually the most challenging questions to answer. I have just found that oftentimes, if you don't get an answer that resonates with you, then it's usually because your spirit guides are like blocking the answer. And I just want you to know that that's, if you don't resonate with whatever answer comes, that's totally fine. You know, just check in with your higher self, which I know can be, you know, not exactly the answer you want to hear, but I think that's better to know that death and life and death are literally the hardest questions to answer. All right, let's see. That's what I thought. So we have a 7 of Wands reversed. So what I'm picking up from this is that there is a possibility. There's many possibilities. And that might actually be part of the issue, that there are too many possibilities on your plate. There's too many commitments. There's too many things that we have going right now. So energetically, yes, I think that it is very possible for you to have another child, but I, at the same time, would want to, just point out that it seems like there's something else at play here. There seems like there needs to be more, more standing up for you in some areas of your life so that you can have more time, maybe better time management, even delegating your tasks that are, better splitting of the responsibilities. That might be something to also examine, because there does seem to be some, I don't know, it's almost like too much on your plate right now. And maybe that if you've been trying for a while, maybe that's why it hasn't happened. So I would examine the things in your life that there's too much of. Or I would, no, scratch that. I would examine everything that's currently on your plate. Everything that you do, all your responsibilities, everything on a list. And looking at that list, see if there's anything, as you read it, one by one, see if it really agrees with you. See if it still is something that means the same things to you. Or if maybe, maybe it's time for a change. That could very easily be, a list that you kind of go, oh, okay, I can let go of that commitment. I can let go of, that doesn't need to be on my plate. That will help bring you into more balance, as well as stand your ground, allow you to feel more confident in the things that need to be said, even in your relationship as well. Because I feel that right now you guys need to come back into a state of balance. There needs to be a sense of, sharing of the responsibilities more deeply. There needs to be an understanding from you what your values are, what you need, what you need your partner to do. There needs to be more communication there so that things can become a little bit more clear for you on the new mommy, or on the second kid track, All right, my dear, thank you so much for being here, and I hope that was helpful. If that resonates with you, great. If not, then, I'd still say that it's going to have more to do with kind of sitting down with yourself, maybe even meditating, and asking your higher self, the question that you asked me, and see what comes back to you. Because it does look like there needs to be some sort of changing of energies, right? Maybe exchanging energies, figuring out how we can better use our energy, and that will really help you align better with the goals that you're trying to accomplish. All right, my dear, thank you. And where are we going next? Lynxy Poo?
Second. Talking to YouTube people right now.
YouTube people right now.
So I was on the other platforms trying to see what were going what was going on, and the person you were just reading for wrote a bunch of stuff, and it's not letting me scroll all the way up, but she wrote wow, yup. She said, OMG, yes, it's time for a change. And she said, OMG, you're reading me like a book.
Sucks.
She said yes. So I think that was
all
helpful.
Right, good. I'm glad. Yeah,
awesome.
I think that, once you figure out where the cracks are in the pavement, whether it's for your personal life or, in the relationship, then you can talk about those things. And once you can talk about those things, then you can better split the responsibilities. And then you guys can be better aligned with, goals. Talk about goals too. What is it that you guys both want? And because that will save a lot of headache, because maybe your partner, not that I saw this, but maybe your partner has a differing opinion. Maybe they would like to wait. Maybe, just, you don't know. So it's a good idea to have those talks and, lay down, what are our future goals together, so you guys can clearly be on the same path when you're making these choices moving forward. All right, so
looks
I'm glad.
like the TikTok ended itself.
It ended itself.
It offed itself.
Why is? Oh my gosh, we didn't even click it on that thing.
What thing?
The boost thing. You want to try it again? It was that, the TikTok during this time.
Oh shoot, the thing.
Mm-hmm. So I just say spin it around and try to mess with it.
Yeah, but then it will show YouTube.
Always something.
There's always something.
There's always
here.
something.
Yeah, I guess you could try. No, I don't want to show them the rest of the room.
You're so funny. Ah! And how's that working out, dear?
Great.
You know, if I had a quarter for every
Oh
life,
man,
what?
I can't do it from here. I gotta shimmy.
You've got to shimmy.
All right.
Love. You can unplug that cord.
I don't need to unplug the cord necessarily. Let's go to YouTube real quick. I'm gonna have you answer this question, and then I'm gonna play around with trying to get TikTok back up, and then we're gonna go back to Facebook questions.
Okay. Go into the system settings, because that's, or the system on, and you'll see the creation thing. Right.
Okay.
What's the next question?
There was one person on YouTube called their name is I Speak My Truth.
Ooh, I love it. I speak my truth.
I love it. She says, "Hi there, how are you? I'm new."
Hi, new. I speak
Great
my
to see
truth.
ya.
We want you here, okay? You speak your truth. I gotta hang out with you. All right.
And then Betty Caswell on YouTube says, "Hello, Scorpio here.
Hey, Betty. Glad you're here.
4 1s in my birthday.
Wow. Yeah.
November 1st.
November 1st. So, interesting. So that, you know, not knowing all of your numerology, but I mean, just having number 1, so having to be incredibly independent. A lot of people constantly relying on you, constantly assuming that, you know, or constantly coming to you, not assuming, but constantly coming to you because they trust in your leadership. Because they know that they can respect what you have to say. They know that they're going to get as fresh of a perspective as possible, you know. So then, you know, if you've got 4, so we're talking about the number 4, stability, you know, strong foundation. Takes 4 walls to build a house, Lynx, a house.
You need to buy a house.
You know, so that's a lot of stability there too. So, well, we're glad you're both here. Okay. Did you find it on the thing?
I don't have the time to do that. We'll have to do that on our next live.
Okay. Well,
I don't know where it is and
all right.
How to click on it.
It's okay, Fart Princess. I shall show you soon. All right. So who are we reading
so
for next?
Betty says,
okay.
So this is Betty, Scorpio, 4 1s. Am I in danger here in Georgia?
Wow, Betty, what in the hell are you going through that you feel that you're in danger? Let's see what's going on, my Scorpio friend. My new, I love the name Betty. That's such a cool name. We named our last car that. Black Betty. Bam, bam. Alright, see what's going on with Betty.
Is there like a live limit on TikTok?
Not that I know
No?
of.
Okay. I was wondering where it might have kicked us off. So is Betty safe? What's going on?
Well, yeah. Have a lovers. Okay. Alright. I'm getting a better picture. Alright, Betty. So we've got the lovers for you. We've got the 7 of Swords.
She says retired law enforcement.
Okay. And we've also got the Page of Pentacles. Now, Betty, the concern, the surprising card to come out is the Lovers, right? Because I would say that you've got someone specifically that is either in your sphere. It's someone that maybe sees you as a threat, sees you as someone that did them wrong, you know, by way of just you being law enforcement. That could be causing some concern. So there is a need to use discernment. There's a need to be methodical, as you have been, and and more aware. There are some concerns. Okay, so overall, it does seem like there are concerns. There is a sense of needing to be aware of who you speak with or who you share information. So if that's the case, and it does look like it would be someone that you know, or that you have had some sort of run-ins with. So I would say there could be someone feeding this person information about you. It may be a good idea to start using the body compass, which is a really amazing technique. It's the green light, red light, yellow light. And it's a way to, if you go onto my Facebook page, it's actually pinned as one of the top posts because I just loved it. It's a really great way to sense into your body as far as when signals need, or that you're getting signals of, something that feels good. You're going to go in that direction. If you're getting anxiety from it, you're going to not go in that direction. So there needs to be some, I'm guessing that you yourself already have by nature as that in that line of work, that you already have that as a very strong gift. But if you hone into that more, you might also be you might start picking up on people who you might not want to share total details with. There may be some information that's getting back to this other person. I would say that for now, I wouldn't say you're in immediate danger. I would say that it's more needing to be methodical, needing to be smart about who you share your emotions, your details, your feelings with, and just use discernment when it comes to what your body is telling you. Check in with your body. Does this feel like a good choice? And wait for your body to send a signal back. It always will. So the more that you start kind of tuning in and listening to it more specifically, you'll pick up on that for sure. But I think that for now, it's mostly being methodical. But this is a situation that does look a little bit volatile. So if you're feeling worry or concern, go with that gut instinct. Go with that response, okay? Because it does look like there is some issues. There are some issues where you are, but they just require at this time to be methodical and cautious over the information that gets shared and over whom you trust, okay? I'm sorry you're going through a challenging time right now, and I do really hope that starts to improve for you one way or the other. That is not a fun place to be. So I'm sorry that it's been really stressful. One thing that you can do, or there's several things that you can do, manifesting when it comes to saying out loud the things that you want to create. Saying out loud, I am divinely protected, or I am protected from this situation. I allow myself to see this angle or this situation from all different sides so that I have an open perspective. So you're more saying the things that you need to have in this. Saying, I have strength over this. I have, I am divinely protected. You're putting more of that energy out and bringing it, back inward, because that's what you're reflecting. So,
she said exactly what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
She said, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, definitely. And I really hope that helps you. We will be doing these free readings every Friday. So please make sure to subscribe. We'd love to hear back from you and hope that you're okay seeing you next week. And going from there. All right, Betty, take care. Thank you for dropping in. Glad to see you.
All right, and so got a couple of people who just popped into the room.
Alrighty.
Kelsey is on YouTube, but I just wanted to let everybody know that we're working our way through the questions. We're on multiple platforms right now, so we just finished up our YouTube questions, so we're gonna head over to TikTok and Facebook, see if we have anybody there. TikTok, since we started the new one because we got kicked off for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's it has a question in that room. Let me double check on Facebook. So we have one more question from Grace, and then we can go ahead and grab your question, Kelsey. So go ahead and put it in the comments on YouTube. We're gonna answer Grace's question, and we'll get right to it.
All right, sounds good.
So Grace said, "May I ask another one, please?
Yes.
I'm worried about whether I will find the right job that suits with my daughter. I've had to turn down 3 already, and I need to find something that suits. Will I find one that suits for me anytime soon?"
Okay. Wow. You already had to turn down 3. That's rough. That's unfortunate. I would say, Grace, that depending on what this answer is, it might be a good idea to again write down what your specific needs are. The 18th, guys, is like the best day of our entire lives to manifest. So if you are interested, I am doing a candle sale for $44 to help you manifest whatever it is that you're trying to bring in, or just do it on your own. Create your own reality. Don't let my candle be the reason that you don't manifest, okay? Because it's definitely an auspicious time to make things happen for yourself. So take the energy, use it well. Let's see. Absolutely, I do see that for you, Grace. Ace of Pentacles. So we have a strong yes. And I love these cards too, because it looks like, you've got a plant that's actually got roots, and it's a whole system, it's a whole network that's being created. And that's what's happening for you. So we got to put that worry aside. We have to then decide to focus on what we do need in a career. Universe, I need a career that lines up with my financial needs. I need a career that lines up with my trying to take care of my daughter needs. I need a career that's going to pay the bills. Whatever you need this career to be and however you need it to look. Throw it out to the universe. Write it down on a physical, write it out in the physical world, and then give it to the universe and trust that it will happen, and keep going towards that direction of whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, of whatever type of job that you're looking for, and it will come to you, because I absolutely see that happening for you. It's going to be a fantastic new beginning, full of a lot of excitement, as well as stability, financial success, and growth. So don't worry about it. Let the worry, let the fear go, and put it to the universe. Put it to God, your angels, whomever you call upon, and manifest that, because it's definitely going to happen for you. All right, so don't have any more fear over it. That's what I says.
All right, let's grab Kelsey.
Hey, Kelsey
says, "What are Sven's thoughts and feelings towards me? We are in no contact, separation."
That is a tough place to be. I am sorry to hear that, but I'm glad that you're with us today. And let's take a look. Okay, so Kelsey, currently we have the Ace of Swords reversed. Just like I'm trying to speak, my communication is jumbled, and you guys have a sense of lack of clarity in the communication. It feels like he doesn't know what to say. He's just confused. There's a lot of confusion here. There's a sense of not really fully trusting in our intuitions as well. We're not trusting on either side. Either side is having a hard time seeing the other one clearly. So there could be even more miscommunications, or just, I don't know how to fix this problem, so I'm just not going to talk about it. I don't know how to deal with this issue, so I'm just not going to even look at it. So there's a sense of also, feeling defeated, feeling like, well, I can't figure out how to argue correctly. I can't figure out how to say the things that need to be said within this dynamic to either fix things or smooth things over, or make this an easier transition for both of us. There's just a feeling of not knowing what to say. Not knowing what to say, not wanting to create more conflict, not having clarity, not having the fight either in either of you to convey what needs to be said. So I think that for right now, it is definitely a challenged position to be in, and you also have what's hidden, though. Let's take a look at what's hidden. So the positive of this is the 8 of Swords reversed. Okay, so this feeling of of stuckness, of what we can't convey, of what we can't communicate, of how we can't say it the right way. you know, this does eventually dissipate. This does eventually leave. We do find our voice. We do find a way to connect and communicate, whether, you know, it you know, for good or bad, it is still something that we will see start to shift soon. I would say, you know, even within like the next couple of weeks, you'll probably start to see things start to shift here. You know,
She says the 18th. It's the 18th in Australia already.
oh shoot. Okay. All right.
She
well,
said, but is today here in Australia? I'll write it down.
mm-hmm.
She said, I'll write it down what I want of it.
Yeah.
Want
Yeah.
out of it.
Absolutely. It's a excellent time to make things happen for yourself. So, write down what it is that you want out of this dynamic between the two of you guys. Figuring out, you know, what's going to help in your communication. What do you want from this separation? Do you want to get back together? Do you need to convey that? Do you not want to get back together? What do you need to convey to, you know, finalize it if that's the case? So there needs to be some sitting down with self, figuring out what's most important here and what our wants are, and then when the timing is right, coming together to communicate these issues. So,
All right.
yeah. All right. Thank you very much for being with us, Kelsey. Appreciate it.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
Good to
and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss us going live and doing more readings.
Said, thank you so much for your reading.
Absolutely. I hope that that was helpful for you.
And let's see what we got. Where did it go? Aha. Oh, she said, when did you say is the most powerful time to manifest?
It's the 18th. So we had this really beautiful conjunction between the sun, which is ourselves. You may be feeling more like you right now. You may be feeling more like you than you have in a while, or like some version of you that's been like kind of, you know, reanimated. And that has a lot to do with the sun. And then we also have Venus is also in conjunction, which is making us feel much more affectionate or focus more heavily on our relationships, focusing on the foundations of all of these parts of self. So foundations of ourself, foundations of our relationship, our finances, and what's most important. And then we have Uranus, saying that weird, Uranus, whatever you want to call it. The one and only planet that is sideways. It sits sideways while everybody else is upright. It's on its side. It's a weirdo. It likes to be weird, it likes to be strange, it likes to be out there. And it's kind of like the wild card of the planets. So you throw the wild card in there and really anything can happen. And then you've got Jupiter is also in conjunction. And all of this is happening from the 15th of this month to the 21st, strongest on the 18th. So these planets, and then when Jupiter comes into the mix, it expands and it's good fortune, it's higher level wisdom, it's learning. I don't know if you guys have been feeling like you've been learning a lot more lately, or wanting to learn, especially as we move toward the Sagittarius full moon on the 23rd. Woo! I feel the need to just explore and cram every bit of knowledge into my brain possible lately. And so Jupiter comes and expands all of those areas. The sun, everything about yourself is getting expanded. Everything about your relationships is getting expanded. Your finances, all of these really deep self-awarenesses are also being expanded. And then you've got the wild card, which is kind of like winning the lottery or winning at a casino. Anything can happen during this time. So it's a really great time to manifest, you know, not just for today, but what you want to see for the rest of your life. Because this kind of alignment comes around and it's a once in a lifetime alignment. Anything that you're trying to solve for X on, now is the time to manifest it. Now is the time to create that for yourself. Now is the time to solidify it. And you know, so how we do that, how we manifest, we write down what it is that we want. Write it out on paper. And then we give it to the universe. You can either, with that paper, you can either burn it, you can bury it, planting it like a seed, or you can hang on to it and you can look over it every now and then, kind of reminding yourself of the direction you're going into. Whatever feels right for you is what's right for you. You know, and then from that point, you take active steps towards that thing that you're trying to manifest. That's how we manifest. Simple as that. No strings attached, no difficulties. I love doing candle work because it helps me focus my intentions on where I'm putting this manifestation, on what I'm trying to accomplish with it. And then I can also read the candle wax, and I can read the smoke and everything to better understand, like, how well received was my manifestation. So there's a tangible, like, book that you can practically read of your candle to better understand, how successful your intentions were heard, and if there's any areas of concern, what you can do about that. So that's why I love candle magic, because I find that having that little, like, reassurance book at the end, which is reading your candle jar, is so nice, because I feel like I'm in much more control over what I've got in the works, what I'm trying to make happen. So, alrighty, do we have anyone else?
I think we've got one more, and then
we'll announce people who win.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
So we have Amna says, I ran into my ex today at a restaurant. Saw him after 4 years.
Wow.
I ignored him. Fair.
Good. Yeah. Well, what all are you gonna do?
Fair.
It's not like you're gonna go up and have a whole conversation.
Oh man,
I've seen that happen though.
I've never run into any of my exes after the relationship has been over.
Oh my gosh. Either.
Except for once. Once I had like lunch with that person after we had been broken up for like a year. We decided to have lunch, and we had this really lovely lunch together.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, apparently, like, there was no indication that anything was wrong. And then, like, that day, that person wrote me, like, a scathing letter and, like, told me to, like, stay out of their lives completely. Like, it was a cordial, nice, like, lunch. Like, there was not, but apparently this person had just been holding it in for 45 minutes. Like, there was not, I'd been with that person for, like, 4 or 5 years. So, like, their wall of, like, I thought about that later, years later. I was like,
yeah,
wow, you're kind of,
well, you've got your own set of issues. That person's got their own set of issues as far as, like, how they can't express the problem when it's a problem in the immediate moment. I mean, that's going to be a big old hurdle to try to deal with later. Again, that's when we need to have clear and honest communication, knowing that sometimes it's going to lead to conflict, but sometimes conflict, a lot of times when it's in a relationship that is, that is needing to level up, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It allows for that leveling up. But geez, holding it in, that's not going to do you any good except make you go crazy when you're 50.
Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm. All right, back to Amna. I ran into my ex today at a restaurant. Saw him after 4 years. I ignored him. He saw me definitely. I want to know his current thoughts about me. His name is Basit. And she said it was more of a situationship.
It's on Facebook?
On YouTube.
On YouTube. All right. Hey there, Amna. Thank you for being here. Let's go and see what happened today. All right. What did you say his name was?
Basit.
All right. How did we feel? It's getting a little dark in here. Is it 7?
7.
Okay.
7 cups.
Well, we had no idea how to feel, pretty much. Lots of thoughts, lots of feelings, lots of memories. I would say there was just a cascade of deer in headlights kind of energy. Just the sensation of, like, oh my gosh, all the things that, maybe have come up, the thoughts, the feelings, the experiences that you guys have had, all of those things kind of coming up and then being like, what do I do with any of this? So feeling really uncertain, I would think in that moment. So in the moment of actually seeing you, there was no real clue of how to deal with it properly. Now thinking back on what he wished he could have done, I see a whole lot more of wanting to assert himself, wanting to, show you where he's been, what he's accomplished, what he's created. And, there's a lot more pride here. This version of him that you saw completely caught him off guard, had no idea how to handle it, was feeling all sorts of things that he hadn't really felt.
She wrote like all the memories hitting hard.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is okay, so each cup represents like a different aspect of this experience. So it could be, him feeling all of the former experiences, all of the things he doesn't know what to say. What does he say? What should he say? What should he do? Anything? Should he go up to? All of these questions, going through his mind of like, how do I even, oh my God, like, so totally locking up. And I bet you he's even talked to a couple of his friends to try to gain some more, I don't know, to kind of boost him up, because he's also kind of hopeful that you didn't notice him, is what I'm seeing too.
So both of you guys were pretending.
Both of you were pretending not to see. No, I don't see you over there. Hi.
She said he definitely saw her.
Oh yeah. He definitely saw you, but he was hoping that you didn't see him. So there was so he's probably like already sat down and talked it over with his buddies and, kind of made allowances for, it's not that bad. She didn't see me. It's okay, and if she ever sees me again, I'm going to tell her how amazing and awesome I am, and show her all these aspects of myself. So I still think there is charm and interest there, but there's at the same time feeling totally caught off guard and like a are my underwear showing kind of a way, like completely deer in headlights. I don't know how to deal with this at all, type of energy. So it's kind of cute, I don't know if you're into him anymore, but
She said this is exactly how I felt too. I wanted to greet him but was hesitant, and she said, haha, yes.
Yeah, I think you did the best you could with that situation. If you ever.
And she's got one more, and, normally, we keep it to less than this, but I really want to know this question too. She said his future actions, if any. Is he going to do anything about this? Oh.
Well, yes.
Huh, maybe.
Look at that. There's a strong chance that he could reach out to you. We have Ace of Cups.
She said, the funny part? He circled back the restaurant to see me again to make sure it was me.
Yep. I mean, yeah, this is that uncertainty and that like confusion and being like, I'm pretty sure that's her. What do I say? Oh my gosh, is my hair okay? Am I smelling okay? Like there's all these like,
what did I wear
today?
What
am I wearing today? You know what? But no, now I'm feeling super brave and I'm just gonna reach out to her. I definitely think future actions look promising as far as trying to reconnect this between the two of you. So we have the Ace of Cups. We have a strong pull towards one another again, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, again, like he's talking himself up to reaching out.
She said, yeah, exactly. He was checking himself out.
Yep. Going to the bathroom, just looking himself in the mirror, going, yeah, you got this. All right, yeah, go ahead. So, yeah, I think that you will be getting some sort of correspondence with him even over like the next couple of days. I don't think this is necessarily the type of energy that wants to wait around forever. There's that wanting to, I think you'll probably get a date out of it, honestly. You'll probably end up reconnecting with him in some bigger than expected way. And hopefully not having some weird lunch that's full of resentment and questions.
It was
silent questions.
Yeah. I'm not gonna even make it. I am a very good energetic reader of people's feelings.
But you didn't have a clue
on that one.
But I didn't have
a clue on that one.
Yeah.
That was a
deer in headlights.
Yeah,
sort of
what? Maybe that's why that relationship didn't work.
I would say that would probably be a good place to start with why it didn't shape out so well.
Right. She said, will we be friends again? I don't want to marry or date, but yes to being friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's all up to you of however you want to make this connection go forward in the future. It's kind of like, play it by ear. What you want, just, be vocal about what you're expectations are. You know, and if you're looking for some fun, it might be fun to have fun again with him.
All right. Well, I think that we had oh, the plot thickens. She just has such good questions. Now the plot thickens. Then for real, then we're gonna wrap it up because I was waiting for one other person from Facebook to ask a question because they asked if we're still doing readings. Kai Swan, who's been here for like this a big chunk of time.
Kai.
And I was just checking in to see if Kai was still in the room and asked if we're still doing readings a few minutes ago. She hasn't responded, so let's just take this last one.
Mm-hmm.
Should she be friends with him?
Well, you know, I say yes. I don't think it's necessarily a negative thing. I mean, that's what I'm pulling. So let's see. Huh. Interesting, because the card that I pulled before was the Page of Coins, which is pretty promising as far as like the connection coming through. But it's looking like whatever were the issues or, you know, the reasons for kind of breaking things off or leaving things where they were before might still kind of be in play. So you might pick up on those aspects of those maybe character flaws, whatever it is. But it's looking like, you know, the initial contact would probably be pretty positive, but pretty soon after you might just end up finding that the same old issues that were before still persist. So it's kind of up to you. I would maybe play it by ear. You know, you might have a nice meal, but I don't know if it's something that you want to really embark upon, but it might be a good idea to still connect. There might be a reason for the interaction, whether it's you know, for something more long term, or if it's even to connect you to something else. It kind of feels like it's a jumping point to connect you to another source of information or another piece of knowledge that you don't have at this moment that might help you in some other way, especially if he knows any of the people you know.
And it's like one of those things too, if anything is like that weirdly serendipitous, where like you just happen to run into them and they also reach out, it's like, why not at least figure out, not at least like do some investigating.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he knows some good information or could spill some hot tea.
Exactly. And that might get you somewhere else that you need to be without even knowing it.
We're just never gonna let us get off. Betty has one last thing.
What's up, Betty?
This is a really good. I want to know, Betty. She says, she said, y'all are so awesome.
Thank you.
I said, thanks, Betty. You will be in our thoughts for sure. Definitely be thinking about you, Betty. She says, by the way, I know why the Lover's card came out in my reading.
Ooh,
Betty,
dish.
What is
Tell
it?
us.
What's going on?
We want to know.
Let's see. Let's give her a moment to see maybe she could type something, and then, and then we will go. Grace is the winner of the having of the exes. She says she's friends with an ex.
Okay, well, you know.
You win.
How'd you do that? How'd you manage that, Grace?
I had one of my exes said, "Oh, I always stay friends with all my exes. I've never not been friends with any of my exes." And then guess who is not friends with me anymore?
Yeah,
She unfriended me on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's up with that?
I think I just pick,
I want to reach out to her and be like, I've got questions.
I pick people who seem to have some.
Choose those words very carefully.
Some things. Let's see. Okay. So the last detail we're gonna get here from Betty is, she said he is a Leo from Texas. She said no meeting, but always finding me. What does that mean?
So, like, there's some sort of obsession with you. Like, there's some sort of...
Is he creepering? Is he being creepy? Is he following you around?
All right, let's go ahead and, while she's typing her response, let's go ahead and pick the winners.
Okay. Let's do that. All right. How are we gonna do that? What is the best way to do that?
So scroll and then land your finger over someone.
All right. First, we're gonna pick Facebook. We should probably look at the Facebook one, right?
Yeah.
Although I think there's only 3 people in the room, though. So I might scroll up or down, and they might not be here.
That is challenging.
Because for sure, I think we only have...
We can just announce it at the end.
What do you mean?
Go through comments and just announce.
Oh, that's a
Pin it
good
at the end.
idea. Yeah.
I'll just do that.
Let's
I'll
do that.
pin it on each of the platforms.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Yep. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for being here. If you just popped in, sorry we just missed you. We've been on now for 101 minutes.
That's a lot of minutes.
So sorry to anybody who just popped on. We are just wrapping up, but we are gonna be back.
We are going to be back, and we are going to be introducing an all-new schedule, and we'll give you guys the absolute juicy details about that on Sunday. And for now, what we do want to let you know is we are coming to lives Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on all the platforms you see here, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So that is the plan, and we're going to tell you all the amazing things that we're going to be bringing to you on Sunday. I'm so excited because we've been working on this new channel, Wolkish, for quite some time, and we're very excited to bring it to you, and it's going to be packed with all sorts of really useful tools that you can utilize during your week in real time each week. So we will be filling you guys in more about that. I do personal readings as well if you are in need, if you're in a situation where you've got a need for some more clarity. You can always reach out to tarotwithlyramoon.com or find me on Facebook. I reach out easily on that one as well. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. So thank you guys all for being here. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow if you haven't done so already, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you get notified of our lives, because we're going to be coming to you with live free readings every Friday, and we'll announce the times on Sunday. All right?
And then, so yeah, everybody who's still in the room, double check on these posts to see if you've won.
We will go ahead and announce that at the end of these two, of who has won the 15-minute free readings with us on each platform.
Is there a way to do that on YouTube?
Yeah, I can put that in community.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna push the end
roll
button.
on out of here now.
All right, bye everybody.
Bye,
Thank you for
guys.
being here. Goodbye.
Is it this button? There's no button.
There's a X in the top left-hand corner
No one
for YouTube.
Is it this one?